Alright guys, I am changing some strings here. Kind of funny thing about this is it's actually not my guitar. It's one just like my guitar, looks just like it. It's one that I learned on years ago. It's my Uncle Paul, as you probably see him playing in our music. It's his, and it's a 710 Taylor, exactly like mine. The only difference is mine's got the abalone for the inlay and around here, and it's got, I don't know if you can see these look silver, but I think it's just perhaps because they're getting tarnished, or maybe it's not, but mine is a little different up here. Other than that, it's the same guitar. So mine is actually going to be in the shop next week. I'm going to take it this weekend, and then I'm going to need one to play in the meantime. So pretty cool. I have basically the same guitar that I can borrow, so I'm going to get the strings changed on it. So basically, essentially what I'm doing here, how you change these strings, is they wind the knock part right here. I don't know if you can see that. Goes down into the saddle, and then it goes up through. These are Grover pegs, and they go into the pegs. You know, we grew up playing music, and I've been playing music a long time, and part of it is changing the strings, and sometimes it's a chore, but you gotta do it. And Pap and Paul taught me to change strings years ago, and I've probably changed hundreds of them. Just something you gotta do, whether you like it or not, if you wanna sound good. I do recommend doing this on a table, but I don't really have a table to do it on, so I've just always done it in my lap. You just have to be careful not to drop it. And then we just turn the pegs. That's probably, I would say, one of my fondest, more fond, however you want to say it, memories was Pap teaching me down at his house how to change guitar strings. I was pretty awkward at it at first, but once I learned how to do it, I realized it wasn't so hard. He used to hate for me to have to do it. He would say, "Corey, it'll just hurt your fingers. I don't want you to have to do it, you know." And finally I said, "Well, Pap, what if I was on stage somewhere and one of my strings broke, you know? I'd have to know how to change it real quick." And luckily I've actually never had that happen, but it is good to know how to change them. And I change mine one by one, because you wouldn't want to take them all off, because mostly what holds this nut in there is the pressure, and if you take them all off, that can warp it and cause it to fall out. But two, it gives you something to tune by. If you take them all off and try to put them back on and tune them, it's going to be really difficult. We're not even close there. Doesn't sound too great, but that's where it needs to be. Guitar strings, new strings slip until you play on them for 30-40 minutes or so, and you know, once they're on a couple days, they get kind of broke in, so to speak, but it takes time for them to get that way. Well, until then they slip, and it's kind of annoying, but you just gotta wear them in. These don't seem to be the right kind of pliers for this. I don't think they are. Oh, I just didn't have them in the right place. So, and that's really how easy it is. That's the first string. And this packet will show you which string is what. I've changed them for so many years, it's easy for me to tell, but like these are your top two, and they're really big and thick, you can tell. You gotta be careful though, these things are super sharp at the end, and they're spring loaded when you undo them. I'm gonna try that one more time. I didn't like that. You also have to be very careful not to bend this, because if you do and you warp it, it's messed up. We got it going a little crazy here. Alright. I gotta say, I feel really blessed to have grown up in a musical family. I couldn't imagine, I mean, music's my life. I couldn't imagine what it would be like if I didn't love music and guitars and playing music and just anything, you know. We were really fortunate, you know, to grow up in such a musical family. And as a kid, we listened to lots of music, and I can remember running around the house in the summer, and we used to have this big stereo. It's pretty cool. At that time, it was taller than I was. Of course, I was just a kid, and I can remember, you know, we would listen to Marty Robbins and Merle Haggard and, you know, all these people, and, you know, at the time, I just thought, oh, you know, this is music, I like it, but, you know, looking back, I mean, of course, even just those two today are kind of heralded as you know, country music heroes, and they were. This one don't want to come out. You know, and I'm blessed to have had that and had such a musical influence of good music and different kinds of music, of bluegrass and country and gospel and some folk stuff and you know, some Irish and Celtic stuff, fiddle music and consider myself very lucky. Fun thing or fun fact about this guitar is, you know, most of you guys maybe know who we called Pap, which is our grandpa, Mom's dad, you know, and if not, maybe you'll get to see him in some videos later on if you're new to the channel, but he passed away in 2016, I believe, but this was his guitar, one of his guitars. The really pretty Gibson Dove that Pa plays, that was his for many years, and then he gave it to Pa and he got this one. He had some more, but in his later years in life, in my lifetime, he always played this guitar. And this is actually why they got me the one that I have that's just like this, because this is one of the ones that I learned on, and it was a good guitar. And so when I was maybe 15, Mom and Dad surprised me one Christmas. They had bought one like this out of a guitar shop in New York somewhere and had it shipped here, and that was a really big deal. That was really sweet of them, because it's the guitar I still have, and it's a really great guitar. getting there slowly but surely. We got 2 strings left and that's it. So really not too difficult to do, honestly. And I always change mine. Like I said, you never want to take them completely off, so I just go 2 at a time from the outside in.